Hello and welcome to the show. Today's hill climb monster is going to be a ute. Yes, the HSV Maloo is going to tackle our snowy mountain. I'm not sure about this vehicle. I would love the ute to go very, very quickly up the course. However, it does start off relatively high PI, and by the time we have made it all-wheel drive, it's going to add some more PI onto it, and by the time we have put the all-important snow tyres on it, we're probably not going to have too much to play around with. They are likely to be half-decent sized tyres though. 285 at the front is very nice indeed, and 315 at the rear, can't complain at them. I mean, it does come with a decent amount of horsepower to begin with, 577 and 545 torque, so it's not too bad of a baseline to work with, but it is, it's all a little bit heavy, so power to weight ratio not likely to be the greatest. Now, as far as aero bits go, yes, I am going to have the proper Forza parts. We're not going to have the rhubarb, so the rhubarb have to come as actually a hold-on conversion for it. Amazingly, they don't add anywhere near as much weight as you might expect them to, but I imagine they also add a huge amount of drag at the front there. Yeah, we're not having rhubars on our Maloo. We are wanting proper downforce, because we're probably going to need it in this vehicle. We'll have the wing at the back as well. Now, we're going to, of course, have the race brakes, the off-road suspension. Weight reduction, I think, is kind of going to have to be a must with this. While I do want more power, I think we'll have a compromise. We'll have a look. We'll see what sort of PI the weight reduction. Yeah, this is the awkward stage. What I might do, I might go for a half and half. I think we'll try it. We'll get it under £4,000, and then we'll try and get some power and save a little bit of weight with engine stuff as well. So exhaust, always a good place to start. That'll get us some weight off. Sometimes the supercharger can as well. Damn it, this case not so much, but it will give us a nice performance gain. If we can keep it under £4,000 and be getting, up towards 800 horsepower, then that's not too shabby. It's certainly nowhere near the best, however, it isn't too bad. In fact, the power parts aren't actually making a huge difference to the PI of this vehicle, which is helpful, certainly. Did we do displacement? Oh, we did. We've done a lot of power upgrades. Can we get a stage? Okay, we can't quite get the first stage of camshafts on the car. We'll go pistons instead then. We can probably get intercooler on the vehicle. That'll put up to 801 horsepower, 750 torque, but it is heavy. We'll now try and save some of that weight with a flywheel. We will also have a look in this category here. Bugger, that's going to be a little bit too much. Sometimes we can get away. Actually, what we might do is, if we go over here, we'll put that down a grade. So we should now maybe just be able to get, let's say, like gearbox, for example. There we go. We can sneak that on. And a drive line, yeah, we can sneak that on as well. Clutch, I'll be asking, we can sneak that in as well. There we go. I like it. And then we'll get a diff as well. Yeah, it's an interesting prospect. 800 horsepower is nice. It's nice to have that much power in a vehicle full stop, and decent sized tyres, but it is heavy. Might not be able to get to the very top of the table, but I think can put in a surprisingly good performance. So, we are at the bottom of the Devil's Corners hill climb with our Maloo. I'm going to get 3 runs through this course to try and go as fast as possible. Now, the current leader, that BMW 507, has a time 155.9, a mighty quick time, and one that, in all honesty, I doubt the Maloo is going to stand a chance. The BMW had almost as much power as the Maloo and weighed about half. So, yeah, I think the Maloo is going to struggle with that. Top 10 might be doable, a 57.4 from the Donker Porsche. We've got the highest placed Fords are into the low 57, so if we can get to that 57 kind of area, we might be doing quite well in our car. I'm not sure if we're going to quite have... It feels pretty good through the corner. I'm not sure we're quite going to have enough speed for that, but you never know. You never know what might happen with the vehicles in this series. It's certainly all very, very close on the table at the moment. It is probably only going to get closer with more and more cars filling in the gaps. At the moment, I'm quite liking the Maloo. It's driving fairly well through these corners. It's a car that I can kind of throw at these turns with a relative amount of confidence. I fear the issue, in fact, it does get turned very, very nicely through these corners. The issue I think we're going to have is that we are just lacking acceleration as we come down this back straight. For example, how fast are we going to get up to 117 miles an hour? I can probably leave it a smidge later before I get on the brakes there, but it's not the worst straight line speed we've seen. If we can carry... Oh, it was less than 100 miles an hour across that jump. That's not good when you're 11 miles an hour down on that shorter a run from some of the fast cars. That isn't particularly great. Come on now, get it into the hairpin. I'm trying to make the most of the tyres, trying to carry as much speed as we can. Of course, the weight is not only hindering the car in terms of acceleration, but it's also hindering it in terms of, well, outright cornering. It's a lot more mass to try and wrestle your way through the corners with. We're not too bad, though. We've not lost too much ground, I don't think, as we come off the icy straight here. How much speed dare we take? Yeah, it's not really got the get-go out of the corners, but it can maintain a half-decent amount of corner speed. We are a little bit wonky out of the penultimate turn, and that makes us on a slightly too tighter a line around that final corner. Okay, as opening runs go, it was a nice start. A 58.2 is respectable for an opening run. I mean, we need about a second, as is quite common with these. Might be doable if we get everything absolutely spot on. Right, on to our second run with the Maloo, and I'm not massively sure, apart from just being neater, I'm not massively sure where we can make up a huge amount of time. There's no big areas that I think we can really make up time with in this car. We've got to just be neater, make up, you know, half a tenth, fractions of a second through each corner, and it might add up to a big enough time gain. But that's easier said than done in many cases. Have got to watch out for a bit of oversteer in this vehicle. It's quite easy, actually, to try and jump on the power and the car just slide about. Yes, I know it's all-wheel drive, and yeah, okay, we're on snow and so on. But yeah, there's a bit more oversteer than perhaps you might expect from this car. Like here, for example, I'm trying to get on that power, and it's sort of an all-wheel drift its way across the snow. Isn't ideal. It was a better run though down this back straight. It's all very much a case at the moment of be neat and tidy, be precise with the car, carry that corner speed. We are a little bit better. Yeah, again, another couple of miles an hour across those jumps is a little bit more respectable. Chuck it into the hairpin. It has the grip to get away with it. We're going to slither our way out the other side. It's looking actually very, very good for the Maloo if we can hold it all together. A little bit of understeer on the way into the hairpin here as we're struggling slightly to find some traction. Again, out the other side we go with a decent amount of speed. Now we should be able to be flat out up here. Should get quite a lot of airtime over there. Again though, it's nice and quick, it's nice and composed from the Maloo. Got a little bit awkward on the bumps. I would rather have not had the bounce around there. Got away with it though, got cleanly off the icy straight, 104 miles an hour up towards that jump. Considering the acceleration issues we've been having with this car, that is not too bad around the penultimate turn, or final turn we go, I should say, sorry. Oh, we found a lot of time. We found a hell of a lot of time in that one. We're into the 56s. A 156.9. We've beaten the AMC pacer. I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared for that time. Where did that come from? That's all quarter speed as well. That is mighty fast from the Maloo. So we have only our fourth car to go sub 1 minute 57 in a mighty fine performance from the Maloo. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find much more time than that. I'm going to be honest here. Well, as I said with that last run, that was all about being neat. It was all about finding just that fraction per corner, and we did. We put it all together in a brilliant, brilliant run. I'm not sure there's anything left in this car, quite frankly. That time is all made up through the corners. It's all corner speed in that, because, well, it's not slow. Don't get me wrong, this is not a slow accelerating car. When you have 800 horsepower, you don't get a slow accelerating car. However, this isn't brutally fast. It's not like the AMC Pacer. It's not like the BMW with their huge amounts of power, very, very little weight, and just sort of basically hold on when you get on the power. It's not that quick. In fact, it's not that much faster than the Porsche that went up last time. In fact, there's no real faster in a straight line than the Porsche that went up last time. But it's carrying corner speed. It is carrying so much corner speed that it is able to make up the stage time in other places. That's brilliant. I'm really glad to see a Ute going quite so quickly. I'm trying to wait to get on the power out of some of these. Well, I say wait to get on the power. I'm getting on the power a little bit. I'm just trying to stop the wheels from spinning to make the most of the power that is there. I'm not sure, though, that we are going to be going faster on this run. I probably pushed it, trying to make up time. I've pushed it in silly places, and we've, I think, lost a little bit of time. Still probably going to be a fairly quick run as we head on to the icy straight for one last time. No, we didn't quite get it turned in through there, ran a little bit wide. That's, yeah, going to kill any chance of going quicker, I suspect. Try and get it slowed into this penultimate corner. Oh, we're going to get some oversteer around the final turn. A little bit, nothing too bad as we run out towards the wall. Still a quick time, not quite as fast. Not quite as fast. That was a 57.3, I think, in the end. Yeah. Couldn't beat it. Yeah, ran a little bit wide off the icy straight a couple other places as well. Wasn't quite as neat, wasn't quite as tidy, and didn't quite carry the same speed. That's yeah, that's a really bloody fast time to put the Maloo up into third place, considering that's a relatively high starting PI car. It is a relatively heavy car. In fact, of the top 10, it is by far... Oh, maybe not the Raptor Racetrack, actually. Bear in mind, the Raptor Racetrack is up there. But the Raptor Racetrack did have over 1,000 horsepower. It is a relatively heavy car. That's a brilliant performance. That is a really fantastic performance. Yes, we are about a second down on the BMW 507. We beat the AMC Pacer by tiny, tiny margins. You know, we're not that much farther ahead of the Volvo or the Pontiac GTO for that matter. As I said, the table here is all very, very close indeed. It's, yeah, not the position I was expecting to see the Maloo up into third place, but I am very glad to see a Ute towards the top in the Ford versus Holden battle. That does mean that the Holden will take the lead in that, beating both the Falcon and that Raptor race truck. It's a ridiculous time. It is incredibly, incredibly fast. It's all quarter speed. It is all quarter speed. A lovely vehicle to throw through the turns. It's not even that hard to drive. It's really not particularly hard to drive this this car quickly. So yeah, there we go. We have a new car on the podium, and it's kind of pushed some of the classic vehicle domination down a little bit. Still first and second, very much the realms of the classic cars. However, the Maloo is an interesting addition to this table. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.